Well, alrighty, y'all, 3:40. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. As I say every day, wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream, as always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Friday afternoon here. Now, let's begin this afternoon in Lawrence County, where 2 adults and 3 children are tragically dead after a house fire early this morning. Now, EMA officials say the fire broke out just before 5:30 this morning in the Hillsborough community. Officials say the 2 adults inside the house were identified as Chris Hill and Lisa Hill. Now, the 3 children identified as Chris Hill Jr., Ashanti Hill, and Tay Hill. All 3 of the children, they were enrolled in East Lawrence High School. And today, of course, 48's Callie Neese, along with Noah Cowell, will be further reporting on this very sad and tragic situation. They'll have more coming up in our evening newscasts. But my heart certainly goes out to that community. Such a devastating situation. But now let's move over into the weather. We have Jada Russell today. Jada provides us with the weekend forecast. Jada?
We're expecting cloudy conditions and cool temperatures most of the night. We won't really see 30s though in the valley until we get to our later night hours. Now, our Tennessee communities are already in some of those upper 30s, so they will have a much cooler night than us here in the Alabama area. So as we go through the rest of your weekend though, we're anticipating about a 20% chance of rain to go into your Saturday. And then for Sunday, some evening showers. There's some better chances for those Sunday evening showers than Saturday. Looks like it wants to dry those out a little bit, but we'll continue to track that out for you. Expectations as far as when we'll see sunshine, we're going to see that as we go into the following work week. We'll have some days that we get back into some of those upper 40s, but for the most part, next week we're staying in some of those low end 50s. So it's going to be a little more comfortable and a little more bearable as you go outside for the next few days. Just make sure that you are keeping your eye on the forecast and bundle up as you need to. Some of those mornings will still start out in the 20s.
All right, well, good deal. Thank you so much, Jada. And also, as you see on screen right here, 48 First Alert Weather Extra. I say it every day. That is live streamed right here wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. But Jada Russell, she'll be back here in the streaming center tonight at 9:30. She'll have the latest in weather, the latest forecast. Feel free to leave a comment. Any questions, thoughts, concerns you might have, Jada will shout you out and she'll work to find that answer for you. So just not going to want to miss it. First Alert Weather Extra. But now, last night, in case you missed it, there were several topics on the table at the City Council meeting in Huntsville. Faith Delp attended that City Council meeting and has more on what city leaders are planning to do in the near future. Let's take a listen.
Basically really rebuilding a lot of the important infrastructure of the Huntsville-Madison County Railroad.
City Councilwoman Jenny Robinson says Huntsville wants to repair our railroad infrastructure. That's why they are investing nearly $1 million. Back in July, the Aldridge Creek Railroad Bridge collapsed, bringing the quality of the entire area railroad system up as a concern. Robinson says this investment has been in the works long before the bridge collapsed. In fact, more than updates to railroads have been in the works. Rails with Trails has been discussed between city leaders.
To create very quick trails along those railroad beds. We want good infrastructure to increase the capability of our transportation network to meet the needs of our citizens.
The city also plans to grow, with the possibility of annexing nearly 700 acres into the city from Madison County. Robinson only offering this mention as to what we could see there in the future.
The majority of our annexations, they're an acre, a half an acre, a couple of acres. One project is potentially an industrial project, so it would be for economic development reasons.
And with that, we're going to head to break, but coming up, a few more stories in case you missed them. The lion habitat at UNA to become a green space for the Shoals community. And of course, recapping the back-to-back state champion Mars Hill Panthers after winning their blue map yesterday. It's all ahead. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, break is over, y'all. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. Now let's head on out to the Shoals, to the University of North Alabama, where you may have noticed some changes coming to the lion habitat that once housed Una and Leo III. But now, since the passing of the two beloved campus lions, they are looking to turn it into a green space. 48's Aria Pons tells us all about the transformation. Let's take a look.
You may have noticed some changes to the lion habitat here on UNA's campus, but you might not see the big picture just yet. The habitat is going through a 3-week transformation, and at the end, it will be a green space for students and even community members to enjoy.
People would come and look at the lions and just enjoy them. They would walk from downtown and just enjoy it. So why not now do that and get a feel for what it was like?
People will get a chance to walk where Leo and Una once roamed. UNA spokesperson Michelle Eubanks says the university decided to take the fencing down and open up the habitat while they wait on a decision on whether or not live lions could roar once again on campus. Last year, President Ken Kitts created a committee to find out what it would take. They found that a bigger enclosure was needed to keep future lions healthy and safe, costing millions of dollars.
The appetite is that we return that tradition to campus, but right now, monetarily, it's a difficult proposition. So we want to make sure that we're doing that financially responsibly, and that is why it makes sense that we would return the habitat to a space that can be used while that decision continues to be made.
The space will be ready in 3 weeks, just in time for students to return to campus.
So they can come in again and sit and enjoy the peaceful view, but also have that moment to say, this is a very special place. This is where lions have lived for 50 years, and I'm sitting here enjoying my latte.
So Una's and Leo III's old home will be changed into a place that students might be able to feel a little closer to them. Reporting in Florence, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
And now let's talk about those Alabama State Championship games in high school football. Yesterday, the Mars Hill Panthers did it again. Back-to-back state championships for the Panthers and their 4th in program history. Kaylee Tinglestad recaps the big moments. Let's take a look.
Back-to-back state championships for the Mars Hill Bible football team. The Panthers have won it for the 2nd straight year. This year, 38-21 over Bayside Academy for the program's 4th state title.
It's amazing. We really never talked about it a lot. We just wanted to continue to get better. I'd mentioned a team I'd been on, I'd coached 2004 a lot, that we were so dominant all year long. We didn't get better, and we ended up not winning the last game. And I knew this team had a chance to be really good, and I just really wanted to stay ahead of them, making sure we continued to improve. And they listened to every lesson that we taught them along the way. Just an amazing group.
You know, it's really a blessing that I came to Mars Hill, got to get coached by great Coach Higgins, you know, just a brotherhood, you know. It felt really good to be able to come out here and play, you know. I missed last year, you know. Our goal was to get back here and get back dominant and get back on top, you know, and that's what we did tonight. We had to stay motivated. We had to stay focused. We had to push each other in practice and make sure, you know, everybody would say, oh, well, who you got? It's going to be an easy win, easy win. So had to make sure we didn't listen to all that. We just kept focusing on our game in front of us. And now we can finally relax and enjoy it a little bit.
Yes, congrats to those Mars Hill Panthers, back-to-back state champions. And today feels weird, honestly. Today is, of course, Friday, but today is the first Friday since August we have not had to do any high school football coverage, which is quite insane. It's hard to believe the season has already came and went like it did. It feels like it was just yesterday we were gearing up for our high school football coverage, and now it is over. The Mars Hill Panthers, back-to-back 3A state champions. Major congrats to them. But now let's go into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. Following up on the 18-year-old indicted on terrorism and attempted murder charges in Athens, Faith Delp will have more on that story coming up, a shortage of staff at one local nonprofit, and how you can get involved and help out, and finally, a woman in Newmarket named Veteran of the Month. It's a big deal, and these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. And you all know what time it is now. It is time for Facebook Fun. And we have a question today. I made sure that we asked a Facebook question. And that question, of course, is, what is your favorite thing about the holiday season? Honestly, I love everything about the holiday season. I love how festive it is. I love how nice people are. Because, of course, this is a time to cherish, be with family. I love that. Love drinking the hot cocoa. I love the colors red and green. As you can see, I have some red behind me, so I'm getting into the Christmas spirit, no doubt about it. But let's see what you all had to say. What is your favorite thing about the holiday season? And let's see. Being with family, that was, of course, Margaret Goins. She said, being with family and friends. A very popular comment today that seems to be the common consensus amongst all of you, being with family, being with friends. And as you see right here, Candy just said time with family, getting time off work. Hey, cannot complain about that. That is Takaru Takashi. Thank you so much for commenting. And it looks like Gina Rice, she does not seem to be a big fan of the holiday season. She commented, when it's over, which we did have a couple of those comments. Hey, the Christmas season is not for everybody. I understand 100%, but personally, I love it. I love listening to Christmas music. I love the eggnog, the hot chocolate, the colors red and green, like I said, spending time with family. I love the cold weather, but only during the month of December. Once New Year's rolls along, I'm like, okay, it can get back into the 80s or 90s now. I would not complain. But other than that, I love Christmas so much. And as always, you all had super awesome comments. You always do. I love reading y'all's comments, seeing everything you all have to say here across the Tennessee Valley. But y'all, that is just about all the time I have for today's Before the Four. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Enjoy our evening newscasts. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.